If you're a telemedicine provider and you are working in medical weight loss, you know that it's not as simple when you see your patients as prescribe and go. There are so many dynamics that go into a visit, from calculating their weight since their last visit, nutritional intake, and then there's also calculating those compound medications, especially if they're coming from a different platform. Well, I have created a tool that has helped streamline and make my visits so much quicker and easier. And in this video, I want to show you, not only talk about a little bit about those struggles, but show you the actual tool that I use to make my visits with my patients a lot easier. My name is Lori. I'm your telemedicine chick, and in my videos, I help support and inspire my fellow nurse practitioners when it comes to their telemedicine career. Today in this video, I'm going to break down some of those challenges that we have as medical weight loss providers when it comes to those telemedicine visits. And I'm going to, again, share a tool with you that I have created that has actually helped me. It's been such a game changer when it comes to my visits. And I want to share it with you and also offer it to you as a way to streamline your visits as well. And please make sure that you stick around to the end of the video, where I am going to share a discount code just for you, for not only saying thank you for watching my video, but also being a part of my telemedicine chick community. So let's talk about challenge number one, and that is when it comes to their weight, where they started, where they are. What was their starting BMI? What is their current BMI? How much have they lost since you last saw them? How many weeks has it been since you last saw them? What is their average weight loss per week? What is their overall percentage body weight that they have lost? There is so much value in all of these things. But when you're in a visit and you only have so much time to actually get through that visit, it's hard to get all those calculations all done and figured out. Well, let me really quick, I'm going to pop into my weight loss little toolkit that I have created, and I'm going to show you what I've created to get all of this information, which I think is so cool and so valuable, not only for you as a medical provider, but when you get those values and you're able to share them with your patient and where they have gotten and to celebrate with them, I think really, really helps the patient in their weight loss journey. So let me, let's go into, I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to show you this part of the tool. Okay, so welcome to my little weight loss provider toolkit calculator. We are just going to I did black out some areas because we are going to get to those challenging areas as well. But I just wanted to show you the calculations for our first challenge, which is having to do with their weight, having to do with where they are, where they started, and all that kind of fun stuff. And I just already just pre-populated some information because I don't want to take up too much of your time. But you see, you would just add in like all the information up at the top here, and then it automatically calculates their starting BMI, their current BMI, their ideal body weight, ideal BMI. And what I like about this is their current weight loss. It's going to tell me how much they've lost since their last visit and then average it out per week. And that average per week will be from since their last visit. And the reason why I have it calculated like that, at least personally for me, I like to see how they're doing at the current dose that they're at. What is their average weight loss on the current dose? So that average gets you from the last visit to the current visit. And then their overall percentage body mass reduction, which is important, especially initially when we're trying to figure out what percentage and is the medication actually working for them. And then I created like this little on the bottom, the expected weight loss. We know that there have been clinical studies that have been done on the tirzepatide and the semaglutide and given us a, overall percentage of body weight reduction that will happen over a 12 to 16 month time frame based on clinical studies. So I just kind of like that. Sometimes when I'm educating patients about the difference between semaglutide and tirzepatide and the difference, I kind of pop this up and say, hey, on semaglutide, this is typical, weight loss versus tirzepatide, just to give them a little bit of a insight of what the differences are when it comes to the medication. So I love this. This is just one part. I'm going to go into some other parts, but this is how I use this. It really is very helpful. I think for me, especially when you're seeing these patients and you want to, not just be like, hey, here's your prescription, but inspire them. And when you can show them like, hey, on average per week, this is what you're losing. Now, I know that weight loss doesn't go directly down, but when you give them that over average, sometimes they're like, oh, wow, okay, yeah, I'm really doing good. Or when you tell them about how much percentage of their weight they have lost since the beginning, it can be really inspiring to them. So I think it's not only useful for us as medical providers, but also when we're inspiring our patients. So the next challenge is going to be, so how much calories should I be taking? How much protein? How much water should I be drinking? Right? So, depending on where you work, if you work on a platform that they actually provide either nutritionists or registered dietitians, I mean, that is fabulous. You can always, point them in that direction. But not all of these platforms are actually offering that. So, this is going to be something that to me is really important to be able to provide that information to our patients. So, I've got you covered in that part area as well. So let's go back into the weight loss calculator that I created and have been using. And let me show you how it calculates all of this stuff in a nice fancy way. Okay, so I have exposed a little bit more of this calculator to deal with our second challenge, and that is that nutritional intake. Now, I have had patients that have definitely come into a visit and say, how many calories, how much protein should I be doing? And as much as, some platforms do have a nutritionist or registered dietitian that you can refer them to, not all platforms do. So I find this information really helpful for me when I'm seeing patients, even if like the patient does have access to the nutritionist or a registered dietitian, and they just want like something that they can focus on right until actually they can see the nutritionist. And I have it all related to their weight, gender, age, activity level, under their calories, depending on the desired average weight loss. You got half a pound, 1.5 to 2 pounds per week. And then you also, when it comes to protein, I deal with weight loss, or if at that point they're at maintenance, and it's all going to be related to their activity level, fiber intake, water intake. I mean, I'm not going to go too much into it. I do have below lots of references of how I used, when I created this calculator, what resources I used to get that information. But I really do believe that we as medical weight loss providers should have a little bit of basic knowledge when it comes to nutritional intake and, ideas and all this kind of fun stuff when it comes to that part of weight loss. And I personally find this very helpful because I just have to input that in data up at the top, and then everything gets calculated for me, and I absolutely love it. And now let's go into that third challenge. And for me, at least in the beginning of my weight loss medical career, is calculating compound medications. I mean, we had to go back to basic nursing 101 to figure out some of these calculations. And there's different kind of scenarios. You have a patient that's coming from a different platform. And of course, every compound pharmacy compounds their medication differently. So you're trying to figure out, they're telling you, oh, this is what my vial says, and it only says to take 20 units. What are the milligrams? I don't know, right? Or you have a patient that has a current prescription, but for some odd reason, or not really some odd reason, but unfortunately, maybe they're having a lot of side effects or something's going on that you need to decrease the dose. And you need to figure out how many units that you need to tell them to do. Well, that can be really challenging, especially when you're trying to do it on the fly. But I have created this is my favorite part of the calculator for sure, because I would definitely say that initially this was a big pain in the bum trying to figure out, going back to that nursing 101 and figuring out those calculations. So let's go back into the calculator and let me show you what I created. Okay, so now the whole calculator has been completely exposed. And again, this is probably my favorite spot just because I don't know about you, but in the beginning of my weight loss career of providing weight loss medications, this was the biggest pain point for me. It was like going back to basic nursing 101 for sure. But I really have found that the calculator makes life so much easier. So I did just enter a bunch of random information up at the top, but you can see down at the below, it will tell me their current milligrams. And now if they have a vial and you need to adjust their dosage and you're looking for a certain milligram, you could put in that desired milligrams, and then it's going to tell you how many units that patient has to inject in order to get that desired milligrams. I don't know, to me, so cool. And then it's going to tell you how long it's been since their last injection, and you know that this is going to be important because depending on how many weeks they've had a gap, do you need to decrease the dose, do you need to start them all over? But this will tell you exactly how many weeks it's been since their last injection. And then I don't know about you, but sometimes you get somebody, whether they've been at a different place and they're coming to you and they're like, oh, well, that's a 3-month supply. Well, you can, based on either what their current units are doing or their desired milligram or the milligrams that they kind of tell you, you can put that in there. And then you can see how long that vial should have lasted them. Because, sometimes patients can be a little sneaky when it comes to their prescriptions. So this is going to then map that all out for you and say, well, according to this, your vial should have only lasted 10 weeks, or depending on the milligrams, or like almost 6 weeks. So to me, this has been a little bit of a game changer for me. I love having that quick information right at my fingertips, and I don't have to either get out my calculator or get out my little pen and paper and try to figure out those calculations. So that is the current medication calculation section of the calculator. And so the last challenge, and I would definitely say that this is definitely going to be if you're just getting into weight loss medical care, and maybe your platform that you are working on doesn't really provide you standard messaging for your patients. So a lot of times a patient may message in, I'm having this side effect or that side effect, or, I haven't lost weight, or how do I titrate up? Do I titrate it now? I mean, there's so many messages that people message in, they want to know the answers, and typing it out every time can be a little bit of a pain in the bum. So what I have done is I have created what I call hotkeys. Some people call them snippets, or people use Tech Expander, lots of different names that people put in there. But what I also have done is I have created a tab that has all standard template little messages that you can send to the patient, so that you don't have to create them. So I really want to go in and show you that section as well, because I think it's pretty cool. All right, so this I call them hotkeys, but this is this great little tab that I kind of created, and to me it's pretty cool the way it kind of works. So what it is here is I have over 25 different common messages that I have created, just kind of templates to put into patients' messages when I'm sending them responses. You can see here I've got all of them here. They're side effects, switching from, semaglutide to the tirzepatide, and, should I titrate? How do I titrate? All of these kind of great little messages. And basically what you just need to do is you need to just click on it and poof, it pops up right there. And these are all down here. Now, if you do get this, if you were to purchase this, if you wanted to update it, you can always go down here and update. Or if you wanted to add your own, it's really kind of simple. If you just go down to the bottom, look at, there's lots of them here, people. And then you just go, add my message, right? That's a little spelt wrong, but that's okay. And then you put it in here, right? You would always just have to put it on the bottom. And then when you scroll up and you click on here, it is automatically looking down, all the way down past this, keywords and messages. and there's your message, and you click on it and there it is. And I tell people, if you, however you want to use this, if you just want to click on it and then copy and paste into your message. Some people use Text Expander. Some people have a Mac, and there's a way that you can create, hotkeys on there or snippets. It just depends on your platform. It depends on your system. It depends on how you do it, but you can do it however you want. You don't even have to use any of these messages if you didn't want to, but I've created them, and they are pretty extensive. Of course, you can always edit them if you have something else that you would like to add, but I think it's a little cool, so you can have your little hotkeys nice and handy for you. So that is the calculator that I have created for myself, and I use all those hotkeys as well in my practice. And now I have created it for you to have access to it as well. If you think that it would be helpful and beneficial in your weight loss practice, then you can, I'm going to link it down below, you can purchase access to make your own copy at telemedicinechick.com. It is only $9, but as I promised, a discount code for you for not only watching this video, but also being part of my Telemedicine Chick community. I really appreciate all the support and love that I always get from my fellow NPs, and that's why I would like to provide you a discount code. So I'm going to be putting it here or here. I'm not quite sure where, but the code is going to be YouTube and then the number 2. Again, YouTube and then number 2. And when you do that, you'll get $2 off. So that will make it only $7 to get access to make your own copy so that you can use it in your telemedicine weight loss practice. And hopefully it'll streamline it, make it easier, make your patients happier, and all that fun stuff that goes on with our telemedicine careers. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure that you subscribe if you'd like to get more videos about, I'm here to support you in your telemedicine career. So please hit the subscribe button so you don't miss a video. Also, if you think that there is another provider that you think that would benefit from this video and from this calculator / hotkey document, please make sure that you share it with as many people as you can. And if you liked it, it's always nice to get a little thumbs up and a like on my video as well. I'm your telemedicine chick. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you in the next video.